Guys, so I wanted to do a video of an under the rug cleaning with baby powder. As I've stated before, if you've never watched my video, I'll say it again. I use baby powder because flour tends to do that clumping thing, which is why usually you sift flour for like baking and stuff, because it tends to get clumpy and it really likes to stick to itself. It can get powdery, obviously, with a little bit of agitation and work, but I know as soon as I lay a carpet down on top of some flour, it's going to kind of do exactly what I don't want it to do. So I usually use baby powder. Typically, baby powder is very loose anyway, so I think that it gives the best results. But I'm going to be doing this with my Panasonic Performance Plus Platinum. It is the model MCV5248, as you can see, and it's in very good condition. I just did a video on this a couple days ago because I just recently purchased this, and so far I'm really loving it. I literally just took the base plate off to try and fiddle with the headlight again, but as soon as I did that, the headlight didn't turn on anymore. I just tested it too to see if it was going to stay illuminated or not, and it was flickering. I take the base plate off and it doesn't work at all. So now when I turn the vacuum on, the headlight doesn't turn on. So honestly, I'd rather it not work than flicker all the time. But I'm going to start the video off with the under the rug portion, and then I'm going to do a vacuuming in here. You can see I've already vacuumed a little bit with this, but I decided to stop. I will do a vacuuming of the whole rug when I'm done. Now, I just put tape on the side here of the base. It looks really bad at that angle, and it's not the most perfect job, but I just laid 2 layers of tape over to cover those grooves. I'm not a fan of taping the edges of the base plate, and who knows, maybe I'll take it off of there, but I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna lay a little bit. I usually lay a nice light dusting down, and you can see I've basically lined this up. I'll line it up a little bit better. So it's basically directly across. I'll lay the rug down so it's right in this area right here. Now, a lot of the airflow, I'll keep my video right on this so it doesn't look like there's any tricks. But a lot of the airflow, I think, on these Panasonics escape right in these 2 front grooves, because when you release the vacuum, it's auto-adjusting. For those of you who know, that's how Panasonics work. But they release some of their airflow right out the front. So I was trying to find a way to seal that off, but there's really no way to do it. And I tried to use tape, but it's just such an awkward area. I don't really think there's anything that I can do without making it look really, really ugly or going super elaborate. So it's just going to be the way that it's going to be. This is a relatively new bag. I've only used this twice with the bag that's in it, but I did add some Gain scent beads because I just like the way that they smell. So we will give this a go. Now again, I don't know as if the machine will have done better. I have not done this test, but I don't know if the machine would have done better had those front things been sealed off. So I'm just going to do one test, or one pass, and see what that has done. And you can see it really got most of it. Because of these floors being unsealed, you can see the pitting in the floor, where just like the natural grain of the wood goes. But we will see if running over it a couple more times. I mean, it got everything that was loose, but I think that the weight of the vacuum and that brush roll kind of acting as a tamper kind of pushes it into this portion of the wood. You can see it's like night and day from the right to the left. The difference of where the floor isn't and is sealed. And it's not even sealed very well where it is sealed, so we'll see. So let's see what it did. Definitely a big difference. I laid the powder mostly right here. And because of where the belt is, I believe the belt is on this side. Maybe it's on that side. I think it's actually on that side. But if we lift up the bottom of the vacuum, yeah, so the airflow is on this side. But it kind of left a little bit right there. But I sprinkled it mostly to the left of that little pile. Overall, though, it did a really good job. It got up the majority of it on the first pass. But I really think it would have done a better job if I could seal off those front ports, which, you know, is basically impossible to do. But I really like this vacuum for the most part. If it had the on-off brush roll, the brush roll clutch system, I would be over the moon with this machine. Even though this is very, very, very comparable to my Cirrus, this thing just seems to have more power, it seems like. And even though it kind of scoots across the top of the surface of the carpet, it doesn't really dig as much as I'd like, which I have read or heard other people mention too. It does do a relatively good job. My Cirrus, you couldn't even get through one vacuuming on this carpet before the belt would already start to slip. Don't know what was wrong with it. It didn't matter what, what suction level I had that on, because the Cirrus that I have, the CR99, has a variable suction switch at the top. And some of these Panasonics even have that too. Like a 3-speed motor, and I think some of them had a variable speed as well. But speaking of the older models, there were 2 jet